This is my review on John Wick Chapter 3. I think this is either this one or the second one is my favorite of the John Wick movies. My least favorite is the first one, but if you want to know why, I have my reasons, and you can see that in my last review of John Wick. I just think it's the. I'll just tell you my reason why John Wick 1 is my least favorite John Wick film. It just plays it safe, and to me, that's the idea, or the whole idea of the plot. It plays it incredibly safe with nice action thrown into it. Action you can actually see, and not close-up shot action. It's just wide shot action. And the whole story plays it safe and doesn't get really interesting to the halfway point. You want to see more of me details into that, you can check out my review. And so this is my review on John Wick Chapter 3. So Wick pays the taxi driver to drop his dog off this hotel for assassins. Then John Wick gets banned from the hotel, but the dog's not, because time runs out to pay his debt. So he's got several bounties on his head, and he has a lot, and all of them will get a really reasonable, be very wealthy if they kill him. So that's the general premise. So that's where our film starts off. It's full of lots of, and once again, the John Wick films don't really have that much story when you get down to it. It's pretty simple, but this one I think has more story than the first one. And yeah, there's lots of action and comedy, and like the horse kicking the bag, horse kicking the guy in the face after John Wick spanks it, and other comments like that. But this I feel like has the most in-depth character study of John Wick yet. And so John Wick runs into his old friend Halle Berry, who I don't know I can't remember what her character name is, but anyway, he owns John Wick. She owns John Wick a debt, and so she goes to John Wick to talk to this guy, and they end up having to gun their way out of the place after killing the guy, because she killed this guy because, well, he shot her dog. And John Wick says he understands. Now people are going to be after her in the sequel, I guess, the one after John Wick 4. I'm guessing the people are going to be after her because she kind of messed up a little bit. Yikes, yeah. So I guess we're going to see her team up with John Wick in the fourth one. Yeah, speaking of the fourth one, this film ends on a cliffhanger where you see John Wick's dead after getting backstabbed by an old friend of his. Backstabbed by his closest friends, and his friend attempts to kill him after he regains power of his old hotel and he discusses parlay with this girl. So he decides that there's no easy way out of this. John Wick has to die, and he says he's sorry to Wick, and we see Wick's dead, and end up in the hands of Lawrence Fishburne character, who we think was also dead, but the only problem is, yeah, he's pretty messed up, but the only problem is, one Fishburne explains how the person should have actually checked if the person is dead, or a shot went for the head or something, because as many cuts he took, it didn't kill him, it didn't forgot to chop off the head. And he says you should have chopped off the damn head. I should have had the assassin. Yeah, he makes a comment how the assassin should have just chopped off the head and instead of just cutting him. So his character doesn't leave his power under the hands of the people who are higher than him, because he thinks he's higher, he's more clever and more powerful mentally than his kind is, especially him, specifically him, than the people upstairs of the food chain. So yeah, he assumedly, you think he's dead, but then you don't find out he's not dead at the end, and him and Wick are going to get payback on the council, on the in the underground, you say, and Wick actually pays owes this his old had a ticket because he's owed a favor, and so this girl cuts up his ticket and grants him patches of where he wants to go. And then she has to pay for a price because even though he had a ticket, once you have a bounty on him, you're not supposed to grant rip the ticket apart and grant them passage. Because the laws, she buys the laws about by the she's bound by the laws of the ticket, but she's also bound by the laws of the council. So yeah, she will be breaking the rules either way. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the movie. It's very interesting how it tells the story. I'm like how Wick gets up and says to Lawrence Fishburne that he is pissed. So yeah, I really enjoyed this film. So I give it a 10 out of 10. It is way better than the first one. And in my opinion, it's better than the second one. If I'm because I'm, you know, I think it's better than the second one, but I know it's better than the first one because the reason why I say it's better than the second one because that movie, the second one, came on 2017. My memory was pretty bad that year, and I was pretty sick that year. And when I get sick, my memory gets bad. So yeah, but I think this is my favorite John Wick. For me, that's the second one, but my least favorite one's the first one. So yeah, I recommend that you go watch this film. Yeah, so I give it a thumbs up.